दोस्तों, मैं एजाज खान आपका डॉक्टर एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम टेक्निकल यूनिवर्सिटी के इस कार्यक्रम में स्वागत करता हूं। यूनिवर्सिटी इंडस्ट्री इंटरफेस सेल आज का इंडस्ट्री गेस्ट लेक्चर सीरीज का ये प्रोग्राम फिर से लेके आया है। स्टूडेंट्स, all your studies are happening online. Similarly, at workplace, most of the people are working remotely. This has created a very different environment at work, and it has also created its own challenges and opportunities. And that's the topic for today, challenges and opportunities in the current work environment. And for that, today, to speak about it, we have our guest speaker, Shri Manmay Prasad. Mr. Prasad, I welcome you to this program.
Thank you very much, sir. A very good evening to everyone, to all the students, Dr. Babita ma'am, Aijaz Khan sir, and to Mr. Vineet. So a very good evening to everyone. It is indeed a great opportunity here to interact with all the students and to give them some insight with respect to the organizational culture and the current environment that we are in.
Thank you. I would also like to tell everyone about Mr. Prasad. He's an HR professional with more than 14 years of experience in HR business processes. He has a bachelor degree in law and master's degree in business management. He's worked with several MNCs like Videocon, Caller, Punchloyd, and few more. Currently, he's working as an HR business partner in BidlaSoft. He's considered a job rotation champion in the company. He's been involved in several special projects. In fact, he's been awarded twice as an Achiever of the Quarter. He's also received a Silver Award from PNGI for presenting a paper. Mr. Prasad, I hand over the session to you. Please take over from here.
Very much, Irad, sir. So, a very good evening to everyone, to all the students here. Well, I would like to start this particular discussion with the very famous lines which has been spoken by our great Dr. Albert Einstein. And he says that in the middle of the difficulty lies the opportunity. So, well, we are currently in an environment which is extremely challenging for us. The opportunities are very unique, and we are here to make sure that we are overcoming these challenges and we are converting them into an opportunity so that we are able to grow as an organization, as an individual, and as an employee, and ensure complete growth in terms of the entire holistic environment. So, if I'm talking about what is the current situation and the current environment state which is there across the organizations, whether it may be IT, you call it manufacturing, you call it any of the finance sectors, or you can name any of the industries specifically into it. We are in a situation right now where there is a global disruption indeed. If I say global disruption, there is a bit of a disruption in terms of a business. There are a lot of impact that has gone towards the business, which has impacted customers. I would say a lag in terms of a lot of financial dealing that has happened, because of which there is a kind of a delayed environment towards delivering the services. The employees have not been able to initially take the kind of work and the kind of environment which was there in the beginning of the April phase, where you had the COVID scenario actually coming in. You had a lot of employees taking leave that time. It has gone into I would say a lot of in delay in the overall delivery of the complete work, whether it may be IT, it may be manufacturing, and the other aspects. If you talk about a future of this, right, there is a lot of uncertainty which has cropped in, and which is bringing in a lot of instability in terms of the work that will be delivered in the next 6 months to 1 year of time. And because of this, we are not able to see what exactly is going to come up in the next 1 year of time. So, more of a question right now. There's more of a thought which is going on, and you have a lot of advisors. You have a lot of people who are experts. They're coming in and they're talking in terms of what an economy should be in the next 6 months to 1 year from now. That's the first take. The second take is if you're talking about a global disruption, if you're talking about a business uncertainty, the second aspect is very clear, right? The need is that you are able to identify and you are able to manage these problems, right? So if I may be talking in terms of what should be the kind of work culture that we're looking in right now. So the first thing is being positive. How are we able to tackle this whole situation? How are we able to tackle this kind of a problem which is now come up? Well, we are looking for employees who are understanding the current situation. They have understood that there is a lot of gap which is there in the industry in terms of the work. They are able to understand, they are able to take the situation positively, and what are the solutions which is coming directly from the employees. So if I talk about solution, it can be a process improvement, it can be finding gaps. Things have to be more productive. How things can be more productive, and these are the latest, I would say, thought which is coming towards management side also. If I talk about human resources, how am I able to go and manage my own projects across my own businesses? Today I'm handling close to around 2000 employees across in my organization. Now if I'm handling 2000 employees, all my 2000 employees are in India, they are in on-site, right? US, UK, India. And the pertinent problem which is coming up is how best can you be productive? What process gap you can find, and you can ensure that you will be able to deliver things in a better way, uh, in a cost effective way. uh, you will be able to deliver things to the client as per their time requirement, so that the project timelines are not disturbed. And what additional I would say innovation, as an employee and as a independent thinking consultant, you can bring towards the organization and the work. So these are the very important areas what I wanted to initially highlight, and wanted to ensure that everyone is aware, and make everyone aware about the current situation and the scenario which is existing in the organization. Now, if I talk about what are the challenges that we are looking at, pre-pandemic stage, uh, almost 70% were working from office, and there were just 30% which are working. Now, if you see a post-pandemic, 50% of the world population today is working from home. There are many organizations, whether you call it an IT sector, you call it a manufacturing sector, they have simply declared everyone not coming to office for this entire year. Most of the organizations, close to 70 to 80% of the organization's employees, out of which 90% of the employees are working from home. So a challenge that we see today from a post-COVID, kind of a situation which is there, is that how do you manage such a manpower working across locations from home? That's the first thing. If you are talking about people who are working from home, the only means of communicating with them, of interacting with them, of able to speak to them is, and your entire work environment gets digitized. So I would say digitization is the future of the economy in India. Because today, if I talk about IT sector, you talk about manufacturing sector, pharma sector, each and every sector today is now going to thrive only on the concept of digitization. You need to ensure that you have a lot of knowledge towards how do you exactly digitize a process, how do you digitize an application. If you may be talking in terms of a manufacturing kind of a setup, there are various manufacturing setups which are right now getting digitized, and a lot of engineers are working from home and trying to control and trying to automate the entire process working from home. So automation and the concept of being digital is something which is the need of the hour, and this is something that I would expect every student, and in fact every employee, to focus on this particular area. In fact, talking about my own process in terms of an HR, we are looking to automate. We are looking to in fact make our entire process digital. So I would say digitization is the future and the key. That's the first point. Second is upskilling and reskilling. So these concepts are like someone who is not reskilled, someone who is not upskilled is someone who is illiterate today. You need to be upskilled and you need to be reskilled. That is the key for every employee, for every aspirant of someone who is either studying or who is either working, has to come up and has to get reskilled or upskilled at whatever stage of a career experience that particular person is in. If I talk about being from an IT perspective or from a manufacturing perspective, if someone who is getting into a Java technology, if you are working on a Java knowledge or a Java language, you need to get upskill into a Java struts, or you need to move into a Hibernate kind of a technology. The need of the hour is that you need to keep upskilling yourself, you need to keep reskilling yourself. Now upskilling is learning from one skill to the other skill. Reskilling is something that you need to move within the same role, and you need to learn more things. Like for example, I have learned let's say if I have learned Word document, if I learn an Excel, how to get trained in an advanced Excel, that becomes something which is a sort of a reskilling yourself, right? So you need to keep upskilling yourself and reskilling yourself, and that's the new language of being literate today. And that is the future, I would say, of a success for every employee and for every aspirant who's looking to come up to a certain level of their employment and of their learning. So that's the second key aspect what I really wanted to highlight here. The third aspect what we have kind of noticed and what we really see, that in whatever field, you may call it more from an IT perspective, or you call it more from manufacturing perspective, I would say the essence of time management. Now, time management is something which is the key and a crux of someone who is able to deliver things in an optimized way, who is able to deliver things with respect to a quality, will be able to complete the assigned tasks and the goal that has been given. So overall, what we really see here is time management plays a very key role in management field. Now time management is playing the most important role. Everyone is working from home today. The problem today, what I really see that the employees are facing is they're getting too many tasks from too many people. Now, that is putting an immense challenge. And to counter this, you need to ensure that your time management is in place. You need to ensure all your important tasks and all your critical tasks are done first. All your unimportant tasks and all your critical tasks are done second. All your I would say unimportant tasks and uncritical tasks are done at the most end. So it's kind of a two great quadrant what we normally see, where it is important, unimportant, critical, and not critical. And typically you need to ensure that you are able to meet the given goals and the KRAs which has been assigned to you, and all these are kind of related to a person's productivity, that how in what better way and in what best possible way can you actually manage your time, and you are able to manage the client delivery which has been assigned to you. So these are the three important critical challenges today that we are looking at. Now the fourth one is something which is very unique. This is called as problem of visibility. Employees are not able to make themselves visible in work. They are not able to show that what kind of a work they are able to do and what kind of a work they are not able to do. Right? That's a challenge what we are able to see today. And the kind of expectation what we have, as a business, from the employees who are and also the freshers who are coming and joining the organizations, right? Most of the freshers today are not able to ensure that how to make themselves visible in work. So so the question becomes, how do you do that? You become more visible in work by ensuring that you document whatever work that you are doing. Firstly, document all your structured tasks, all the tasks that has been given to you and which have been duly assigned to you by your managers. You need to ensure that all those tasks are properly documented and you have a clear communication coming up. So if I say as a fresher, if you are joining in an organization, and as an employee, if you are working in the organization, your communication, your business skills, your business communication skills has to be very good. The success mantra that what we are looking today is, first of all, enhance your business and personal communication skills at the best. I would say the most important competency for you, if you are able to communicate well, with your managers, if you are able to communicate clearly with your peers, and you are able to ensure that you are able to complete the whole circle of communication. So I would request all the students, all the aspiring students here, to at least go once with the business communication skills. Business communication skill is the key, and that's the key for you as an employee, and that is the key for you being a fresher and an aspirant to join any of the organization. How do you communicate with your leaders? How do you communicate with your peers? How do you communicate with your managers? That will take the edge, and that is and that would be the most selling part in terms of your USP. If you are bringing in that kind of a competency in your team. The second one I would like to highlight here would be to ascertain the gaps in technology which are not digitally driven, and suggest improvement in the process. Today we are working in an environment which is becoming completely digital. The future what we see from here till the next 1 year of time are those processes, are those I would say end-to-end work, are those applications where you are able to find how to exactly make it digital, and that's the key to it. If you see any process which can be automated, if you see any of the work which can be made digitized, whether you call it manufacturing and IT setup, or you call it any kind of financial setup which works in the form of a technology, you need to ensure that you find those gaps. You find those gaps and you suggest to the business if this can be converted into a form into a digital format. The moment you do that, right, in terms of any of the work that you take up, that is what will be the most critical part of you bringing in that change in your organization and in your function. So I would say that being digital is the future. You are the best people to actually go understand those process gaps within your organizations and bring that change of work. The third part, what I would like to bring here is, which is to start thinking like a consultant. And as the economy is now moving towards the gig concept, by 2025, the economy, the world economy, including the Indian economy, will be moving towards a gig economy, right? Now, what do we go by a gig economy? Gig economy is something, a kind of a workforce scenario where you have all the employees as consultants. They are as subject matter experts. Right? Now, they are the ones who are bringing in an expertise into their work. So, if you are an aspiring, for any specific job or a role in any of the organizations, I will recommend you that please upskill yourself, cross-skill yourself, train yourself for being a subject matter expert. Try to understand who is a consultant. A consultant is someone who is understanding the problem of the company, who is understanding the problem of a specific process or a work, and that individual is giving an advice and ensuring that that advice is converted into a process or something which can be improved upon. That is the role and that is the expectation of, I would say, not just an IT sector, all the sectors, which is now coming towards the workforce. We want workforce to be subject matter experts. We want the workforce to behave like consultants. They should own the problem. They should understand the problem. Also suggest improvement, how to improve upon this particular problem, how to ensure that this problem is mitigated, and ensure that those solution whatever the consultant has actually suggested should be implemented in the company. The last one is focus on being niche skills, right, and rather than being a generalist. Now, what I am seeing in the current work environment today, and this is across the entire IT sector, and this is across most of the organizations which I have also interacted with, being in HR. The people manager role is going away, right? So earlier there used to be, managers who used to just manage people, and their job was just see that they are able to actually, understand a people problem, and they're trying to, manage that, right? Today, we don't want people managers at all. We only want employees who are having a very specific niche skill and a very niche technology. Now, this requirement is with all the industries, and this particularly, if I say from IT sector, this is much rampant. We really want employees who are extremely niche in their technology. If you are a Java expert, stay focusing being a Java expert, and you grow within your Java technology to the best possible, learnings, and to the best possible delivery that you can do, being into this particular technology. So try to remain niche, in terms of whatever you are doing, right? Jack of all trade and master in none is something which is not working today at all. Employers, they don't want people who are generalists today. Employers want people who are very focused, who are working on a specific technology or a process or a skill. So those are the key areas. I am all good to take up questions now.
Mr. Prasad, thank you. You shared about how this environment is changing the expectations of the industry. Would you like to throw more light for the benefit of our students? What is the change in the industry expectation in the current scenario? Although you touched upon these points, but I'd like you to get a little deeper into this.
So, if I look at what is the kind of an expectation which is coming up for employees who are aspiring into or who would be joining the workforce in the next 1 to 1.5 years, there is a fair amount of expectation from the organizations that there should be a fair level of training that should be given to the aspiring students who are joining organizations in the next 6 months to 1 year. If I say training, these trainings are something which are related to business communication, something which is towards time management. If someone who is working on a specific role or a technology, I would expect those aspiring students to take a decision, right, on the final year itself, that okay, I want to grow into a Java role, or I want to get into a certain technology right now, and I want to be an expert in this technology. There are many courses which are available in online, right? You have Udemy, you have Coursera. I would really request all the students to take up these courses, take some extra effort, put in some around 2 to 3 hours a day, take up some special courses. If you are able to get some courses done from the digital technology perspective, if you are able to learn things from the data analytics perspective, these are some new areas which are coming up, and I would really request everyone to have some knowledge around it. If I say about the management piece that I've already talked earlier, please focus more on the personal, I would say, personal mental health. Personal mental health is extremely important, right? How are you managing a pressure? How are you able to deal with the pressure? Because today the work is changing. The work is a certain piece of work is given to an employee. The employee can actually deliver that piece of work in 12 hours. Some employee is able to deliver that same piece of work in 8 hours. Some is able to deliver this in 14 hours. How is it happening? It's happening because they are able to manage themselves well. So focus on mental health, focus on time management, focus on being experts and your subject matter expertise. So that is something what I really want the students to kind of focus on and to ensure that they kind of excel in their work.
Thank you, Mr. Prasad. We also have Dr. Babita, who's Director of UIC. Dr. Babita, would you like to ask a question on behalf of the students?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Izaz sir. And I welcome Mr. Manmay on this platform. We really like to ask one question, that what is the competencies the student should have in this particular scenario, and what is the job market for which type of competencies are being taken care by the today's job market?
Yeah, so thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks for actually asking that question. I think that would be a very pertinent question. So if I talk about competencies, the concept of something like a 70-20-10 as what we call in the organization. 70 is you need to get trained on the job. So if I say getting trained on the job is learning all the skills and the competencies and all the technical aspects, every job aspirant will be able to get that. So the moment the person would be joining any particular role, or with respect to being a software engineer, being a technical engineer, or being I would say engineering trainees, their focus should be majorly learning maximum while working, technical things. There should be a good amount of time which should be devoted for personal level of kind of learning, what I have also earlier talked about. If I talk about competencies, it's more of a technical, and it's more of an attitude, right? The attitude has to be extremely positive. Industries are looking for someone who is extremely positive with respect to the work that the person is getting. The problem what is happening today is most of the work which is getting distributed, and which is coming across, I would say, at all the levels in the organization, they are not coming in a structured way completely. It may be something which is coming with respect to with something getting delivered immediately, something which is having can be kind of delivered in the next, maybe in the next 2 to 3 months of time. Now everyone has to tune the mind and has to tune oneself according to the business requirement, right? And that is what is required now. So if I say, if we what kind of a competency, flexibility is my answer. One has to be extremely flexible, right? With respect to learning, with respect to technology, with respect to any specific aspect of a job. So one first is flexibility, technical skills is second, right? These two are most important. The third, and something more from a personal front, what I have seen, that being from an HR background, I have been trying out and counseling a lot of my I would say juniors who are freshers who have just joined the company 5 months back. So in most of those counseling aspects, what I have kind of learned is they need to be more positive about the current situation, because the current situation, what it says is, and also in my slide, what I have already kind of mentioned is, the future state is something that we cannot determine today, and we are not knowing what exactly is the future state in the next 6 months to maybe 1 year from now. What we have today is something that we have to capitalize on. So do best what is there today, at your best, being positive. If you're being positive towards the work, certainly your productivity will improve immensely, your output will be better, and the person will be able to enjoy the work. Personal well-being is now becoming a very important subject. Personal mental health is becoming a very important subject. And this is across, I would say, all the employees, not just for someone who is joining the workforce in the next 6 months. It is for someone who is at all the levels. In fact, that is more from a personal front what I would see, and as a competency, what should be there for all the students.
Thank you, sir. It is a very informative answer you have given, and the mantra is be positive. One has to be in a learning mode,
Yes.
and definitely the students
Absolutely.
have to be multitasking, multi-processing, and they should be dynamic in their behavior, and also they have a positive attitude. Thank you so much. Over to Idas, sir.
Dr. Obida, thank you for asking this question. Mr. Prasad, it was a great session. You gave a very simplistic and detailed description of how the work environment has changed at workplace and how that in turn is changing the expectations of the company. Students, I'm sure today's session will give you a good understanding of what to focus on and what actions to take towards fulfilling your dreams. Mr. Prasad, I thank you for taking out time and sharing some data with us, and the insight and all your experiences. That was wonderful. On behalf of Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Vinay Kumar Pathak, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vineet Kansal, the entire faculty and all the students, especially the UIC team, I thank you for taking out time and coming here on this session.
So thank you very much. It's being a complete, it's kind of, I'm completely honored, sitting here and kind of, addressing to such wonderful students out here, the university. Thank you so much, Ajaz Khan sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Bhavita ma'am. Thank you so much, Mr. Vinny. I think, it was a pleasure. It was a learning for me, and I'm sure that with my few points would certainly help the students excel in their career and in the work front. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.